was killer. That was killer.
Oh shit, let's go.
So we're 26-3 in August.
All right, welcome to the franchise time machine. Why do I not hear myself? There we go. Welcome, 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 everybody. We have I think what should be a fun experiment tonight. We're going to test boosting pitching attributes in the 1914 run environment. We previously tested boosting batting and pitching attributes in 2025 in OOTP27. This is a set of experiments that we run in every new version of the game. And we always do it in the most recent season that has statistic-based ratings. So no TP27, that's the 2025 run environment. So we're going to repeat the test we did in 2025 and 1914. Lone Star SW, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I forget whose stream I was watching, but I think it was either Laps or... was it TJ's? Anyway, they had the affiliate slide up that EBC and NYC maintains for all of us. And there was like an empty box. And someone in the chat said, oh, you better update that slide. There's a missing box. And I put in the chat, oh, I just assumed they're holding that for Lone Star SW. So I hope you get in there soon. But thank you for the raid. I only caught the tail end of your stream, but I hope it was a good one. I think you have like 3 different saves going, right? You have like a pre-Deadball, a modern era, and I don't know what your third one is, but the modern one I think is the Diamondbacks save. Oh, just those 2? Okay. Zegressy, thank you for the scritches for Crouton. He is right here. Let me go ahead and give him those scritches. Hey, buddy, these are Zegressy scritches for you. He's had a rough day today, so hopefully he'll just chill out tonight. But yeah, thank you for the channel point redemption there, Zegressy. You know, I don't know how many points I have, channel points I have in your stream, Lone Star. So yeah, so we're going to do this experiment. We've done it in the modern era in every cycle that I've been streaming. OTB 25, 26, and 27. Good night, Lone Star. I should say Lone Star SW so people don't get your name wrong. I should say it all the time instead of just Lone Star. But so this is an experiment we've run in the modern version. And when I say modern, we use the most recent season that is statistic based. So in OTP 27, that's the 2025 season. In OTP 25, that was the 2023 season. There's always like a 2-year lag. because in OOTP27, the 2026 season is the most recent season in the game, but that's all projection based. And I kind of don't trust those projections. I would much rather play with players that are based on what they actually did. So you roll back all the way to 2025. This is the first cycle where I've done the same set of experiments now in 1914. Partly because it takes time to set up the test environment. And the test environment is completely neutral league. All players are major league average. All players are identical, or as much as I can make them identical and still have functioning teams. And in 1914, instead of making all the players 1914 league average, we just took the 2025 run environment, and in the game you can change the settings to make all the modifiers and stuff 1914. The reason I did that was because to approximate what happens when we play our historic games, and also what happens in Perfect Team, which is you have modern cards that kind of default to the modern shape or modern era, and we're playing them in a different run environment. So in a way, I'm trying to approximate that. So we're taking modern shaped players, even though they are average, and then sending them back to 1914 to play, and then making those boosts to those shapes. I think we would probably get slightly different results if we created the league in 1914, the way I created the average league in 2025. But I think for the purposes of what I want to learn from these experiments, this is probably the better approach, and it turns out it's also the easier approach. So 2 birds with 1 stone. So just like we did in the 2025 experiment, we're gonna have so there's 4 identical teams in each sub-league. Sub-leagues don't do interleague play, so we kind of get 2 experiments in one. One team is going to get all their pitchers will have boosted stuff up to 550 on the 600 scale. Another team will have their raw movement boosted to 550. Another team will have their P-Babbitt boosted to 550. And the last team will have their control boosted to 550. And even though we're going to run the season and look at the standings, what we're going to gauge as far as what's the most effective or least effective rating when boosted is we're going to look at runs allowed. So whatever team allows the fewest runs, we're going to assume that is the attribute when boosted is the most effective at suppressing runs. And we're going to run it in a 5x long season of it's 154 games in 1914, so a 770 game season to try to iron out the effects of any RNG. So let's go ahead and start setting up the game. I'm going to have to do a live draft at some point during tonight's stream. And we'll also do 2 random wheel spins during the stream to give away packs. Oh, no, wait. I wonder if I can come up with questions for this one. And we can do an actual pack giveaway set of questions. Let me think about it. I think if I based it on the 2025 one, it won't be that much extra work. And maybe we can do it. Alright, so let's set up a new game using I've got a 1914 quick start now for experiments. Deadball 1914 run environment quick start. Actually, let's just fix this right now, maybe. Okay, yeah, we're going to try to fix the quick start. It doesn't have an all-star game in it right now. Oh, no, wait, I'm thinking the wrong thing. I'm thinking of Deadball creator roster. We don't want an all-star game this one. Never mind. Okay, this is going to be experiment OOTP27. Deadball. Pitch. We'll just call it pitch 1. Pitching attributes 1. So, Nerd of Anarchy recently played a community game. We're going to return this to my manager, who is Japanese. Because I am Japanese. Commissioner mode cannot be fired. We're not going to take over a team because we want... Oh, wait a second. Dang it, I set up the wrong thing again. This is not the experimental league because these are not the experimental... Okay, we're going to call it Pitch 1A because I messed up. New game. Quick start. Why did that work? Deadball 1914 run environment. Oh, because it's not the run environment. I want the average league. Average 1914 quick start 4. There it is. Okay, now we'll do... Okay, this should be right. Yeah, this is the average league. Commissioner mode cannot be fired. Set up the mailbox. Opening a quick start does not bring in the mailbox settings, nor does it bring in the manager options. I don't know which Saturday it's going to be. Probably this coming Saturday. But Flying WV is going to have a really interesting low ball run the next time he goes. I think it'll be this Saturday, but we'll see. But I am really looking forward to it. Alright, so let's start naming the teams. Stuff. Movement. P-Babip. Let's call it Bab. Okay. Now somewhere I have the formula for how we get to 550 stuff. Can I find it? Or am I going to have to reinvent it again? Trying to find those settings. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. I think I find the formula we used last time. Okay, so this is the hardest one, so I guess we might as well just start with this. Oh, there are fewer pictures to do also. That's great. We'll start with starting picture stuff. It's a little bit more straightforward. Okay, so we want to get the stuff number up to 550. And the way we did it last time for starters is we took the velo to 100 plus, and then we gave him a 550 fastball, and we gave them a 415 slider. All right, that got us to 550 versus right-handed batters. Perfect. That's what we want. All right, so we're going to use that formula again. .550 fastball, 415 slider. All right, now for the release pictures, we're going to be looking at this RP stuff. We also did 100 plus velo. We did 550 fastball and 350 slider. Yep, 550 versus right-handed batters, exactly. Perfect. 100 stuff, 550. I looked over at the chat window and I saw the giant yapper. Really, thank you for the gigantified emote. Is it getting worse? Okay, hold on. Let me mute myself for a second. All right, I did try moving the mic a little bit closer to me. It had gotten further away. But I have everything maxed out. I have my microphone set on max. My OBS is set on max. Another OTP streamer, though, did send me a YouTube video on how to get your volume higher, so I'm going to check that out. I also do think I have the wrong kind of microphone, because it also picks up a ton of ambient noise, and I know it's not supposed to do that. And I used to do some music stuff in the past, and I know, like, there are different, like, capture profiles for different microphones, and I suspect I might have purchased the wrong kind of microphone when I was getting set up. So yeah, I'll look into that. But hopefully moving the microphone made it a little bit better for tonight. Alright, relief picture 3 is up to 550. Oh, I think that's it. Oh, no, wait, I'm looking in the wrong. Relief picture 2, okay. Velocity up to 100 plus. Fastball 550. Slider 350. Relief picture 1, velocity 100 plus, 550, 350. Okay, so I think that's the entire pitching stuff. Let's take a look. Yep, stuff is up versus righties versus lefties. Okay, so that team is done. Team control. This is going to be a fast setup because there's only 8 pitchers per team. Alright, control. This is a very simple. We just take this up to 550. Starting pitcher 2. Control goes to 550. Starting pitcher 3, 550. Starting pitcher 4. Relief pitcher 2. Relief pitcher 3, relief pitcher 4, relief pitcher 1. Okay. Looks good. Team movement. You like these tests that help your dead ball runs? I'm glad. They've helped me too, for sure. Alright, let's take a look at the staff. Yep, looks good. HRA is boosted. And then PBABIP. Oh, whoa, whoa. This team has way too many pitchers. Are the batters right? 17 batters. Did you just forget to delete pitchers here? Alright, I need to make a note of this for the quick start. Okay. Oh, we also have one too many starters too. Let's delete that. Okay, so now we should have 25 players. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you, Zegersley. Thank you for that. Now this is really nice. PBABIP now looks like all the other attributes. This was not the case in previous versions. So this makes it really easy to do stuff like these kinds of experiments. Yeah. All right, team PBABIP, team control, team movement, team stuff. All right, PBABIP. Looks good. Control. All right, team movement. Okay, looks good. And then team stuff. I'll reference that same formula again. Velo goes up to 100 plus. Fastball goes to 550. For starters, the slider goes to 4. Oops. Slider goes to 415. 100 plus 550. 415. 100 plus 550. 415. Relief pitcher, 100 plus 550. 350. 100 plus 550. 350. I muted just before that sneeze hit. Oh, I've got another one coming. All right. I saved you from 2 big sneezes. You're very welcome. Okay. Orange plus. You feel robbed? No, you did not want this. You did not want this. Don't feel robbed. Feel saved. 100 plus 550. 350. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Also save this as a quick start. Experiment 27. Episode 693. Deadball pitch. Oh man, I don't have enough. All right, pitching attributes 1. Okay. This is a completely average league in 1914, with each team having one pitching attribute, boosted to 550. Stuff, movement, PBABIP, and control. Movement actually translates to HRA, the raw movement number. It's the total movement number that combines HRA and PBABIP. So just to be clear, it is HRA. Okay, so now let's see about doing a pack giveaway, an actual guessing pack giveaway. I think those are more fun. Now we did do this for pitching attributes previously. So let me see if I can find that. Okay, only old pitching attribute experiment is showing up. What happened to the modern pitching attribute in OOTP27? I know we did it. I know we did it. experiment. Okay, this looks more promising. Oh, maybe we just did the wheel spin for this one for the same reasons. Um, all right, let's try it. Let me just let's see. What's a good one to copy? Catcher defense. Should we copy this one? No, because it's 19. All right. Well, there's a lot of questions here too. No, we're not gonna use this one. I'm just gonna use actually the last slick swarm. We're just gonna start from scratch. I mean, how many people are even here? Is anyone even gonna fill this thing out? Is it just gonna be Z Grizzly versus Z Grizzly? Put ones in the chat if you would actually fill out a pack giveaway form where you guess the outcome of the experiment. One's in chat if you would actually do this. I don't mind putting the form together if like there are gonna be a bunch of people doing it. Yeah, there's just 2 of you. We have 162 viewers and 2 people who would do the pack giveaway form. So yeah, let's just do wheel spins and save myself some work. That's pretty funny. All right. Let me copy a wheel spin form. We'll put up one now. That's too bad because this is a good experiment. People are missing out. This is, I think, it'd be very helpful in playing Deadball in OOTP27, and will also help people who are going to create players in our upcoming Deadball League. All right, good luck, everybody. By everybody, I mean all 2 of you. Let's pin that to the chat in case people wander in. You might get really good pack odds this first spin if no one else enters. In fact, while that's going, why don't I do that draft I have to do before I forget? All right, let me log in real quick. Anyone have any luck pulling any LEs? I pulled 5 Andres Galarraga LEs. Those are the iron. I pulled 2 Ichiros. I sold one of them already. And what else? I did not get any of the bronze ones, which is a bummer because I really wanted both of them. And the Rollins went away pretty fast. And it's selling for like 70K now. You got the silver catcher. Is that Shanty? I got Shanty too. Now that you mention it, I got Shanty, and I got some good, pretty good variants on those pulls. Yeah, I got a Shanty too. Yeah, I would have forgotten that if you had to mention the silver catcher. All right, let's draft this live all night. Good opinion. Have her pull 3 Gardeners and no Jimmies. Wow, you bought the Jimmy for 40K? Yeah, it's going for 70 now. I was mowing the lawn, so I missed my chance to buy one for cheap. Alright, let's start drafting this. Okay, have you guys been getting this error? I've been getting it every time I try to do a live draft, and I have to shut down and restart my OTP. And if it was just one tournament, it'd be fine, but I play a lot of tournaments, so I end up having to restart my OTP like multiple times. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Okay, now it's not even shutting down. Okay, there it goes. I've gotten it every time I've tried to do a live draft. And it eventually resolves itself once I restart it, but you know, it's kind of annoying, especially when you're doing as many drafts as I do. So, not a big fan of this bug. I'm glad no one else seems to be getting it, but it is annoying that I keep getting it. Alright. Maybe it'd also work better if I go through here instead. Let's see if it happens again. Usually the restarting it, but it only works for one draft. If I go to do another draft after this, I have to do it again. I have to restart it again. See, that time it worked. But then if I were to do another live draft after this, I have to restart it again. It has been pretty annoying. It's been going on all day. Oh, I didn't mean to take Churio. I thought I was taking Caminero. Whoops. One of the downsides of speed drafting everything is I sometimes make a mistake like that. The Kyle Tucker only lost a few points, but the shape has. I don't like the profile. It's gotten worse than just a few points worth. I feel like. Shoot, I might still end up having to take him though. Yeah, still gonna take him. At least he's a gold instead of a diamond now, though. That's a little bit better. King Harrison, I think. Oh no, maybe we'll take Chaz. Good old Chaz. Oh no, maybe we'll stack lefties on this team. That'd be fun. That'd be a nice little wrinkle of this draft. I like the Taj Bradley. We'll put Kerry Carpenter at DH. Alvarez, I like a catcher. We'll put Okamoto at third. Although I do like Grayson Rodriguez. Okay, we've got all the starting spots filled. We need a backup. We need a little more depth at center field. We definitely need backups in the infield, and we need a backup catcher. Severino, still good even after a drop. All right, we'll go Buto. How's Frelick in center field? Not great, not terrible. All right, we'll take Bichette Frelick. All right, we have 8 pitchers. We need 13. We have 5 more coming in round 13. So I do think I want to get to 10 here if I can. I don't mind passing up on Drew Romo as a backup catcher. Oh, you know what? We're going to take Ballesteros as the backup catcher. So now we're going to be stuck taking 4 in the next round. And we're only going to be offered 5. So we can only pass on 1 pitcher this round. Richards. Okay, we'll definitely take Bueller. Fine taking Barco. Or Sugano or Richards. I don't like Sugano's HRA. It's the 55 is a little worrisome. I mean, it's not that much lower than these other two, though. He does have better other attributes, too. So we're going to take... I'm going to backtrack him. We'll take Sugano and probably Richards. Yeah, Richards. And then we can take 1 non-pitcher here. Okay, we have backups everywhere. Although, you know what? I don't love that Bichette is backing up the outfield and the infield. So... You know, the bat's not good, but this defense, outfield defense is pretty good. Okay. We'll put Birdsong in for Lopez and get another lefty in the pen. Okay. Save that and set up the lineups. Yeah, forget 5,000. In OOTP26, I did 8,000 at every player, at every position level combination. So, what is that? All 8 positions plus starting pitching plus reliever plus closer. So that's 11 times 5, 55 times 8,000. So what, 400 and some thousand players? I don't think we got one legitimate two-way player. And then in OOTP27, we only did one set of experiments. But yeah, I don't think we've ever seen a legit two-way player. Okay. I don't love Kerry Carpenter starting versus lefties, but I don't think we have a good alternative. Oh, you know what? We could put Bichette out there. He plays left field. So he's actually a better left fielder than Carpenter. Let's do that. Oh, Bichette's we played DH anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll let Bobby Witt steal. Birdsong needs to be on a pitch count. I think otherwise we're okay. Alright, let's see how we're doing that pack giveaway form. Oh, also, do I need to refill my water? I think we're actually okay on the water right now. Alright, I am going to close the form unless someone asks me in chat to leave it open. It is a very simple form. It should only take a few seconds to fill out. It is literally 2 questions. And they are just questions that you should know off the top of your head. Your OTP login ID, it is case sensitive, and your Twitch username. That's all you need to enter. So that's why I usually don't keep it open too long, because it is so simple to do. Well, Nirvik, I gave you an option for doing a two-way player if you want to take it. I have to work out the details, but we don't even have the details for regular players right now. All right. Oh, let me get the pack giveaway. The wheel. Let me get the wheel site up, and then that'll give everyone a little extra time in case someone needs to put in their form. You delete out all the names from the last spin we did. Put it up in OBS. Alright, now I'm going to close the form. Alright, with all that extra time, no one did submit, so we are going to go in here with 5 participants. Good luck, everybody. Alright. Paste. Paste. 3rd time. 4th time. Okay, that looks pretty good. 5 participants means 5 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, T Davis. Oh, hold on. I'll reopen it. I'll reopen it for you. You can still get in. You can still get in. All right, T Davis. You can go ahead and submit. Go ahead and submit. Let's do this over. Sorry I missed your message in the chat there. Thank you for Note of Anarchy for repeating that so I saw it. Okay, T Davis is in. Now we're going to close the form. There are 6 of you now in the contest. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 3 looks pretty good. Alright, 6 shuffles for 6 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We've got 3 of the other ones with a Fight Me Cutie Pie in between. What else do we have? Oh, we got 3 Z Grizzlies over here. Alright, let's see what happens. Good luck, everybody. Solo Rush. I think this is the first time you've won packs. I don't know if it's the first time you've entered one of our pack giveaways, but congratulations. Solo Rush is our winner. We'll have another one of these before we raid out. Alright, let's go back to the experiment now. I think P. Babip is going to give up the fewest runs. Actually, why don't y'all put in the chat what you think the team that's going to give up the fewest runs. I'm going to go with Team P. Babip. Again, the choices are P. Babip, Movement, which is HRA. So P. Babip, HRA, Stuff, and Control. This is 1914, so all the modifiers are going to be on. Stuff for Control for Sea Grizzly. Okay. Hatching his bets, making 2 guesses. No one else is going to guess. Control for Fight Me Cutie Pie. Noriki says P. Babip. I would never put a guess in with of course. That's a really easy way to look dumb. Anyone else? Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, here we go. We're going to go MLB. Oh, you know what we didn't do yet? The preseason prediction. Let's check out the preseason prediction. Play to opening day. Preseason predictions have been generated, so we're going to go MLB Reports and info, preseason predictions. Alright, this says the fewest runs will be given up by Team PBAB, then stuff, then movement, then control. Oh, no, wait. No. Controls, movement's going to give up the most runs. Sorry. So this is, again, why we don't use wins and losses. This is in wins and loss order. But you can see here, for some reason, team movement's going to give up more runs, yet finish in third place over the team that gives up 64 fewer runs. Let's see what the other league looks like. Team PBAB giving up the fewest runs, then team stuff, then team control, then team movement. I wonder why this movement team is projected to finish in third place here. It's not in run order. In the other league, it's all in run order. And to show to the extent to which home runs don't matter, look at the gap in runs scored between the third highest runs and the fourth highest runs, which is team movement. It's a little less severe in the AL predictions, but it's pretty big. Oh, Nerdvike, you're right. We're going to do 5X. I forgot to do that. Okay. I wonder if I can still do it. I wonder if I can still do it now that we're at opening day. I might have to redo the quick start. Oh, sorry, Z Grizzly. Z Grizzly, thank you for the reminder. All right, let's see. Let's see if it'll still let us do it from this point. Wait, why does this say 162? It is 1914. Huh. Why did it not, historical year 1914. Yeah. Yeah, 4 starters, 4 relievers. All this is set to 1914. That's really weird. No, I know, but when you set this to 1914, I don't think I've ever had to set this manually to 154. That's really weird. The All-Star game is wrong, too. Let's go back to the quick start. Oh, wait a second. Isn't this the wrong one? I think that's the wrong one. That's before. That's when I use the save instead of the quick start. Did I forget to save this as a quick start? Dang it. I think I did. No, I did save it as a quick start because this is right. This is save. So you think that's the right one? Oh, that's right. The one I saved incorrectly was the game, not the quick start. So yeah, this is right. So experiment 27, episode 693, Deadball, which is 1A. Well, I think we're already in 1A, so maybe this is now 1B. Alright, let's try this again. Now, usually, when you set this to 1914, yeah, that says 2025. That's weird. When you set this to 1914, yeah, that still didn't change it. That's weird. When you do this, it's supposed to change everything to 1914, including the current year. Like in all those other saves, I've never had to do this, and it was already set to 154. I've never had to manually change it, and for some reason, it is keeping us in 2025. What if I choose a different year and then bring it back? Let's go 1907. It still didn't change our current date. Put it back to 1914. Make these 1914. Yeah, it's still 2025. That's so weird. I've never had to change the year anywhere else. I've never had to touch this. It's always done it automatically. Why is this not working all of a sudden? Well, I can check the schedule, but I'm not going to count all the games to see. I mean, one thing we do is look to see if there's an all-star game. There is no all-star break, so that... Oh, no, there is. This is probably the all-star break right here. Oh, but you know what? That looks like a 154... No, it was the right quick start because the pitching stats were the right size. And it doesn't matter if it's a quick start is wrong or right. Changing this should change the date. Changing this should change the date automatically. Changing this should change the date automatically. And this even says we're in 1914. So the fact that this says 1914 without all the other things getting fixed is there's something wrong. No, but I changed that number based on it being 154 already. The fact that it's not 154 already is a problem. I'm concerned that there are other things that we're not seeing that are not in 1914. Oh, the financials look no, the financials are wrong too. The annual budget in 1914 should not be 244 million. the revenue actually looks right. See, I've only ever changed this in Deadball to from 154 to 770. I've never had to change it from 162. The fact that it still says 162 is the concern. The fact that this didn't auto update to 154 is the problem. That's really weird. Why was it 154 the other? Because when we did all the batting attribute things, I didn't. I only had to change it from 154 to 770. I actually think the others may have been running in 2025. I think about it. But I'm concerned about this number being wrong. This 162 being wrong. Well, let's see how it runs. If it doesn't look like a dead ball run, then I mean the preseason prediction looked like dead ball numbers. But we'll see. All right, let's look at preseason predictions again. All right, that's exactly what I did. But when you change it to 1914, everything's supposed to change. When you change this, everything's supposed to change. When you do what I just did here to 1914, that's why this is 1914. But that's why I'm concerned that the some of the rules did not switch to 1914. And like the year did not switch to 1914. Yeah, the save I opened was this Deadball 27. It's experiment. Where is it? Oh, yeah, Deadball 19. This is the one I used, the 1914 quick start. This one is based on the completely average. Where is that? It's down here somewhere. Yeah, it's based on this one, but it's set in 1914. And I did use the right one because other than that one team that didn't have the pitchers deleted, all the other teams had the right number of pitchers. So that it was the Deadball one, and the modifiers were already 1914 modifiers. So we're gonna cancel out of that. All right, let's see what happens. I don't know what's going on with the quick start. It's behaving very oddly, I think. Oh, let's go to opening day. Let's get new preseason predictions. This will take longer because it's the 5X season now. Oh, I forgot to update the mailbox. I'm making all sorts of mistakes tonight. And the manager options, let's do those too. Alright, MLB reports and info, preseason predictions. PBAB the fewest, then stuff, then control, then movement. PBAB of stuff, control, then movement. Alright, let's screenshot that. Alright, let's do the first calendar year. Why did it not change the year? That's concerning. Now the year isn't as concerning as the number of games wasn't auto corrected to 1914 numbers. Because when you change the year in that correct spot, it's supposed to be like waving a wand, and everything in the run is supposed to change, including the modifiers, including the season length. Yep, so it is pretty close to the preseason predictions. Stuff and control are flip-flop here. But that's why we're running multiple seasons worth, so let's see if that persists. In hindsight, in the other Deadball saves, I don't think this year the calendar year changes. But the number of games per season did definitely automatically change, because I don't we shouldn't have to manually edit that. That should be part of what changes when you change the run environment year. But as far as the sim, it is behaving like Deadball. I would even say it's almost like too extreme Deadball. The home runs are way down. Oh, but it's because we used 2025 average league players, so that's right. That's probably fine. That's another reason team movement is probably so nerfed too, because there's not only home runs are nerfed in the era, but our average players don't have enough power to break through the modifier for any meaningful home run rates. Right, because right now we're in a pace for the league leader to have about 4 home runs a year, maybe 5 or 6. Right, even back then, the league leader did have Gabby Cravath, right? I think some of those years, home run Baker. Other years would have at least a dozen home runs. Gabby Cravath had, I think, a 22 home run season, maybe. 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 22 home run season Oh, good, Senor. I'm glad you got the packs. Yeah, Nicolino sent them out today. So I sent them on Friday, but I think they were pretty busy with stuff, so he sent them out today. All right, we have about 6 more months to go, I think, to the end of the regular season. Things have now kind of fallen into line here. Stuff and control still flip flop from league to league. And this one is pretty tight though; it could flip at any moment. But I think part of what that's saying is probably when we look at the run score, there might not be a meaningful difference between stuff and control in terms of run suppression. All right, we're coming up on the end of the 5X season here, and the home run leaders are going to be about 4.5 home runs. All right, one more day. Okay. Yeah, 4.4 home runs for the league leader. All right, let's do the postseason. We always do this, even though it's a small sample size within a small sample size. Control PBAPIP, Control PBAPIP are the two finalists. PBAPIP and PBAPIP advance. Oh, this one did go to Game 7, though. Wow, one PBAPIP swept the other one. Look at that. There's no reason for that to happen. Okay, so let's look at the, let's save this. Let's look at the stats. The order is the same, so it did even out eventually. This is the standings order. So now let's look at the run order. It is not in run order. Stuff gave up fewer runs over here. Control gave up fewer runs over here. But in general, there's a pretty big gap from BABIP to control and stuff. And then there's a smaller jump to movement. So that is to say, boosted BABIP, boosted PBABIP is the best at suppressing runs by far. Then control and stuff, boosted control, boosted stuff are about equally effective at suppressing runs. And then boosted home run suppression is the least effective at suppressing runs. So I think my bookend intuitions were correct based on the era. There aren't a lot of home runs, so boosted raw movement shouldn't help much. There are a ton of base hits, so boosted PBABIP should help a lot. I also would have thought boosted stuff would be down with boosted movement because there are also not a lot of strikeouts in that era. But I was wrong. It's in there. It's tied with control, and it's not so much in the middle. It is still closer to the bottom. It is still closer to movement than BABIP. Like BABIP is definitely the king. Right, we're talking about like a 700, 600 run difference between BABIP and the control / stuff pair. And then it's only like another 300 to 400 to the next gap, to movement. So the gap is like twice as big from BABIP to second place than it is from second place to home run suppression. But yeah, so but you know, it kind of makes sense though because strikeouts are not as rare as home runs, and so boosted BABIP I can see being more effective than boosted HRA. Boosted HRA is just wasted because you're good at suppressing a thing that doesn't happen anyway. So I'm not too surprised by these results. But they are a little different than what I would guess. I would have guessed stuff would have been down there with movement. But now that I see the results and I think through the relative prevalence of strikeouts versus home runs, this does make sense to me. Yeah. All right. Well, this is good. It did confirm what we thought. It did. I do have to adjust my mental model a little bit. I think I'm ignoring stuff as much as I ignore HRA. I don't think that's right now. But I can still... And I definitely ignore stuff way more than I ignore control. It's interesting that I should be treating them actually pretty similarly. All right, let's get ready to put the second wheel spin up. Oh, LLB, we're just doing the Deadball pitcher attribute test. The results are pretty interesting, so you should probably check out the VOD when we're done. Doesn't control have the most runs? No. Movement has by far the most runs in both leagues. Let's see. We're going to copy 688 number 2. There it is. Make a copy. Copy this title. Paste it over here. Spin number 2. Oh, is it hard to see? Yeah, the print is pretty small on this. Let's copy this title. Okay, I've got the next pack giveaway form ready to go here. Yeah, P-value makes sense. HRA being last, or makes sense. I was initially surprised that stuff wasn't at the bottom with movement / HRA, but I was just talking through how strikeouts are still more prevalent than home runs in that era. So it makes sense that that stuff would have a slightly better... I'm just surprised that stuff is basically tied with control. Link to form for tonight's second 5-pack giveaway. Alright, good luck everybody. I am going to take a BRB and run ads on this one because I need to refill my water and stuff. How are we relative to the ad break? Oh, good timing, good timing. Alright. I'll see you all in a few minutes. Good luck everybody. Alright, we should be back from the ad break. LOB, if these results match your expectations exactly, your intuition is better than mine. I was a little bit off. So the way the results are right now, there's a pretty big jump from boosted PBABIP to the pair of boosted control and boosted stuff, right? Those are about the same. And then there's a smaller jump to movement. I thought it would be big jump from BABIP to control, and then a smaller jump to stuff and I thought the tie would be between stuff and movement, not control and stuff. So I had stuff a little misallocated. I thought control would be more clearly ahead of stuff. And I thought stuff would be more down at the bottom with movement. So I'll make a minor adjustment to my mental model for low ball, for dead ball, I mean. But it was pretty close. All right, let's see. How is this pack giveaway form coming? Now, this is one that LLB was able to get in very quickly. That's fine, though. I like that she's giving a lot of thought to her pack giveaway answers in the experimental ones. All right, does anyone else want to get in before I close the form? Let's see, who's been in the chat that's not in the form? Senor El Dirtbag, do you want to get in on this? Fight Me Cutie Pie was in the first one, isn't in this one yet. T. Davis, if any of you want to get in, now's the time to do it. Solar Rush was our winner in the first one. Solar Rush might want to get in on this one. Good Opinion Haver was in the first one. Oh, and just got in this one. All right, I will put in the chat because I know some people have said in the past that they are watching with the sound off. Alright, I'll put that in the chat. I'll give it a second. Baffle coming in. Good seeing you, Baffle. Alright, anyone else? Oh, Holler getting in too. Nice. Alright, I'm going to start getting the wheel ready. That'll give any stragglers a little extra time. I'll clear out the names from the last session. Let me put the wheel spin. I think that was a very successful experiment. Anyone interested in playing Deadball in the upcoming Deadball League, or who plays? I think these results will be helpful in Perfect Team, even though they won't be exactly applicable. I think directionally they'll be correct. So I think they will still help anyone who plays Deadball Perfect Team. So yeah, I think if you did miss it, worth checking out the VOD, I will say. And I'm not one to promote my VODs. But if you want to learn, I think these are helpful ones to watch. Alright, closing the form. There are 6 of you entered in this second spin. Let me copy the names for the wheel. Let's go 4. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, 6 shuffles for 6 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a whole baffle chunk over here. Look at that. Triple baffle over here. Everyone else, I think, is pretty spread apart. So, All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Second and final wheel spin of the night. Where's that baffle corner? Is it coming up? Nope, but there's a lone baffle over here. Didn't quite get to it. Holler, congratulations. Who just got home from work. Great timing. Great timing. Got to see the end of a really informative experiment and then got to win some packs. Yeah, that worked out well for sure. Congrats. All right, so yeah. It's always nice when it doesn't happen often, but the experiments kind of run almost exactly as how you would expect. There was a slight tweak in my understanding, which I think is helpful. You still don't prioritize stuff. PBABIP control is still your go-to. You don't generally draft PBABIP stuff. Yeah, I think part of it is this doesn't include nerfing anything. And I think when I think about stuff in control, I think about nerfed stuff and nerfed control versus like average. What this experiment is if it's a flat profile with one peak, and that's not usually what you get, right? You usually get like a peak and then flat and then like maybe like a deficit in something. This doesn't account for that. So yeah, so like I still wouldn't necessarily trust one of those profiles where it's like 30 stuff, 150 PBABIP. But I do think like if you're gonna go shopping for one attribute, this does help. And also too, just because it's second place here does not mean it's gonna pair well with it like we did with that BABIP plus experiment, right? BABIP plus power versus BABIP plus I, right? Like you would have thought if you just went by the individual results, BABIP power should have been the most impactful, but it wasn't. It was BABIP avoid K, at least in Deadball. So this one, just because BABIP is first and then stuff and control are tied for second, it does not necessarily mean if you boost BABIP and you boost control versus another team where you boost BABIP and you boost stuff that those two teams are also going to finish tied. So I think you're right in that regard. And then also we saw in Modern Era, like the nerfing of attributes is not symmetrical to the boosting of attributes. So that's to say, just because BABIP benefits you the most when it's boosted, it does not necessarily mean it is going to hurt the most when it's nerfed. So in batting, in Modern Era, I think power benefited you the most when it's boosted, but I think it was avoid K that hurt you the most when it's nerfed. It was not power being nerfed that hurt the most. It was a different attribute. And so we're probably going to see the same thing here. We're going to do nerfed batting attributes, then we'll have to do nerfed pitching attributes too. So, yeah. So it doesn't necessarily change how I'm going to pick players, but it is food for thought that stuff might be a little more important than I thought, especially relative to HRA. Maybe I shouldn't be ignoring it the way I ignore HRA in Deadball. Yeah, we definitely need more information, but also too, I think the goal isn't to like necessarily come up with like a very crystal clear algorithm for how to pick players, but I do just want to like increase the understanding of the relative importance of pitching and batting attributes in 1914, especially as they differ from the value would apply to them in 2025. And in that regard, I think these experiments are doing a great job. So I'm looking forward to doing some more of them. All right, let's figure out where to raid into. Oh, you know what? We're done early enough that we can raid into Sarah Mahoney Music. We haven't raided into her in a long time. Let's see. Let me make sure she's not wrapping up soon. Okay, yeah. So Sarah Mahoney Music, she plays piano and sings. She only does covers. I kind of wish she did some originals, but she only does covers. But it's a super fun stream, and she's also based in one of my former towns of Seattle, so that's cool. So yeah, for a change, we're gonna get to raid into Sarah Mahoney Music. That'll be fun. Sarah Mahoney Music. Awesome. Yeah, she's very talented. Fun stream, and um, she's got a song list. I think you can request songs even if you're not a subscriber. So should be fun. All right, programming notes upcoming. We've got PTCS roster builds Thursday and Friday. Do not have any drafts to do. Sadly, I did not qualify for any draft PTCSs. And then Saturday, I think we're going to have Flying WV. I know we had considered LLB, and I had been chatting about potentially using an upcoming Saturday for her community game run. Oh, Sundays might be better than Saturdays anyway. Okay, so then here's what we have going on then. This Saturday night, Flying W is going to be doing a very interesting lowball run. I highly recommend. Hold on, I'm going to cancel this raid because I want to talk about this. We'll still raid Sarah Mahoney Music, but Flying W has a new approach for lowball that I cannot wait to see what it does. It may set the new meta. It may break the record of 54 wins, or it might fail spectacularly. But what I do know is it's going to be interesting. So if you're a fan of creator roster, especially lowball, I highly recommend you check out this Saturday's Flying W run. I think it's going to be a good one. No matter what, we will learn something and it will be entertaining. Good opinion, however, you can check in the game to see if you've qualified. Once the Monday standings for the last week of qualifying are in. So, for example, let's go to Daily Silver. And then you go down here to the period. This is PTS number 3 for the period of PTS number 3, which is now over, May 31st. If you're in the top 128, you will have qualified. All right, so there's EVC NYC 2 and 7th. There's me, one of my alts, the Learned League Llamas at 12th, so I've qualified there. Let's see. Anyone from the late night crew in here? Right, and then so all these teams have qualified because they're in the top 128. Here's my main account at 51st place. There's AW at 53rd. Keep going down here. All these teams have qualified. There's Sporer at 72nd. There's Max LP 80 and 91st. And then anyone else we know? Rob Deere in the headlights in 123rd, just getting in. And Prestige Worldwide is the last team to qualify in silver with 94 points. And then what will happen is the next couple of days they will appear automatically in your tournaments list. So they'll just show up here. So mine hasn't shown up yet, so I don't think we've gotten ours yet. But they will show up. Yeah, so the good thing is you don't have to do anything. And then you can, in advance, you can look to see. Oh, you qualified in CAP. Congratulations. That's awesome. Every once in a while, I qualify in a thing I'm not tracking. So I use this tracker. I use this tracker to see. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And so occasionally, like, I'm not tracking one at all. Like, inadvertently qualify. Like, I inadvertently qualified in Tournament Weekly once. And I was like, I don't have the cards for this. I qualified because I won, like, an Iron Weekly twice or something in a period. And so I qualified for traditional weekly, and then I was like, I'm gonna get smoked because I qualified in Iron, and it's an open weekly format for PTCS. But it just showed up. When it showed up, I'm like, oh, I have to build this roster now. So yeah, you'll get yours pretty soon. Congrats, Nerd of Anarchy, on day 3 of quitting smoking. That's awesome. Oh, good. LLB is qualified in bronze. Is that your first? I assume that's your first. Congratulations. The first PTCS, always super exciting. All right. So, yeah. Congratulations on all of you who are qualified for PTCS number 3. Oh, you've been in the last 2. Awesome. Awesome. Congrats. And big congratulations for Nerd of Anarchy for 3 days without smoking. And let's go ahead and get ready to raid Ceremony Music. Now, when I raid Ophi, she takes us usually down this rabbit hole of arts and craft streamers. Ceremony Music will take us down a rabbit hole of music streamers, which is also pretty fun. So yeah, definitely come check out Flying W's Lowball Run, though. I think it'll be very interesting. Smiley Face Jane is going to have a historic game, probably peak performances on Sunday. And then Z Grizzly is going to play regular creator roster on Monday. But all of that will be after PTCS. But definitely check out Flying W's Lowball Run. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Alright, good night everybody. We're going to raid Ceremony Music.